Hi guys, I'm back. If you haven't watched part one of this, my favorites yet, please do. And if you have, then continue watching. So, I was doing my favorite books of 2011, and I just finished number 7, Perfect Chemistry. So my next one, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm starting out with this one. I recently read this, and it's called The Notebook. And no, I have not seen the movie, ever. And I am very much looking forward to seeing it. Though people say it's sad, and that's the thing with this book. I've had it for a few years, and I saw the cover and I was like, awesome! Like I can't wait to read it. And it was around the same time the movie got released on DVD and all that. But then I heard it was sad. I was like, and that was like, this was the time that I was terrified of sad endings. I never knew sad endings could be good. Now I'm kind of easing into it. As long as somebody tells me it's a sad ending, that's all I need to know. I will hopefully not cry. I don't like crying, but I seem to cry a lot with books. So, but then I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, a notebook isn't sad. I mean, I guess it could be interpreted as sad, but to me it wasn't. And I mean, it's just all natural stuff. It's not like unnecessarily sad. But if you haven't heard what it's about, or if you've heard of it but just don't know what it's about, it is about a guy and a girl. They're teens, and they spend the summer with each other. They have to go away for this. They have to go back to their summer places. And they say goodbye, thinking they'll never see each other again. They write a little bit. And then, so they write on and off and stuff. And they kind of slip out. And then the girl, right before she gets married, she wants to go back to she wants to go back and see the boy one last time, and they're adults. They're like 30 or something, and then the rest is history. And well, it's not history, but it's for you to find out. And I really, really liked it. There was some steam in the book. Yeah, I don't think it's young adult. So yeah, I don't think so. All the rest is in part 1, right? Well, too late now. Yeah. So there was steamy because it was adult, but it wasn't like the kind of adult steaminess that made you feel like you were watching porn, or like kind of like that you should look away. It was like fine. Like I gave it to my aunt, who's the pastor's wife. Like it's fine. But yeah, it was actually based in the 1900s, I think, the mid 1900s. So I really like the historical element, and I like how, because it ends with like them being like 80 and stuff, and I think that's why people think it's sad. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's an awesome romance book. It's kind of cheesy, but it's not cheesy in the way that, oh my gosh, it's so cheesy, I hate it. It's the kind of cheesy that just makes you think that true love can exist and all that. So yes, it's a very good book. This number 9, I think it's number 9, is Midnight Sun. Oh yeah, and this is just in the order that I saw it in on my Goodreads. So Midnight Sun, if you don't know what Midnight Sun is, it's not a published book, but it's on Goodreads, so I kind of think that counts. You guys all know Twilight. It's like Edward's version, like, of Twilight, of the first half of Twilight. It's not really like fully Twilight since Stephenie Meyer didn't read it. But yeah, it's free on the internet. Just go to Stephenie Meyer's site and you can read it for free. It's about 150 pages, more or less. And oh my gosh, I've read it like 2 or 3 times, and one of the times was this year. That's why I added it, and it was so good. I mean, it's one of those books that like you could read and read and read and read. Oh yeah, and obviously don't read it if you're not a Twilight fan. But it was just so good, and when I read it, it made me realize like why New Moon had to happen, like just coming from Edward's side. And so if you hate New Moon but you love the whole Twilight series, you should probably read it because you might learn to love or at least tolerate New Moon, because it shows like how Edward really is a deep person. Like you don't really see a lot of him. Well, you do obviously because the whole series is about him, but you don't really get to see a lot of his feelings and stuff. And so I really like how it's how like it shows like when he starts sneaking up on Bella, when he starts to fall in love with her, all that stuff. So it's a very romance-y book, if I can call it a book. But yeah, I hate when it ends. And Stephanie Meyer, if you're watching this, finish writing it and sell it. I will buy it. So yeah, so I really like that book. And all these are rated 5 stars. That's how I got this thing. Okay, the 10th one, I think. Yeah, the 10th one, 10, is Love You, Hate You, Miss You. Now, I gave it 5 stars. I remember thinking I loved it, but I was too lazy to read my review and the like what it is about. I just remember it was very sad. I'm pretty sure it made me cry. It was a lot like Speak, which I already mentioned, and The Sky's Everywhere. That's why I probably don't remember what it's about completely. And I'm pretty sure this is what it's about. Don't quote me on it. It's about a friend who died, a girl's friend who dies, and she's just very, she's thinking about all the times that they were together and stuff, and thinking that maybe their friendship wasn't as perfect as she thought, and they were like really, really close. And it's a depressing book, but it's so sweet and so good about friendship. So if you like friendship and stuff, then you should read it. But it's kind of a downy joke. I don't know. I'm a Debbie Downer a little bit, so you shouldn't quote me on that. So next one is actually one that I read from my nook. I have it with me. It's called Forever Mine, and let me see. Okay, hold on. Okay, here's the cover. It's by Elizabeth Reed and Forever Mine. Oh, and sorry for not saying the authors. I just again lazy. So look them up yourself. You can find them on my Goodreads account or any other Goodreads thing. So and most of these books are relatively popular. So yeah, so Forever Mine. This is what it looks like, and it's a really good romance book. It's about 300 pages, I say, more or less. On my Nook, it's 600. But, look how short these pages are, look how short they are. See? It's like 2 pages in one in a real book, depending on what you're reading from. But yeah, it's a really good romance book. It semi-deals with rape, which I found kind of pretty interesting. It just touches on it, so, I'm not 100%, but if I had to guess, I'd guess it was young adult, because it deals with a lot of young adult, and the writing is young adult, and yeah. So yeah, it's a love story, but it's really good. I didn't really. It was a little bit of a summer romance type thing, but it dealt with a lot of adulter topics that made me think it wasn't a summer romance type thing. So yeah, it's a really good book. Okay, this next one, number 11, I think, or 12, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's 12 or 11. It's called Clarity Loon, and oh my gosh, I loved this book. It was right when this was one of the first books that I read when I first started my challenge, like knew I was starting it. It's a werewolf book, and it's really good. Like I haven't read a werewolf book this good, and I don't really read a lot of werewolf books, but I read some, not that many. I've read like 3 books, like 3 different series of it, and it's basically a werewolf packish. It's not even a pack of girls, and I really like that. Go girl power! Not only guys can be werewolves, and you know it goes through her becoming a werewolf, and I really like it. If I could buy it, I probably would to reread it. And there's a second book coming out, I think, which I want, but it's coming out in or whatever. I'll tell you later. But yeah, it's very good. Has action in it. It has romance in it. It's not like Twilight. Maybe it is. I don't know. Read it yourself and decide for yourself. But it's a really good book. Werewolf Woman. No, not men. And it's also like, it's not like just like we're werewolves, randomly werewolves. It's kind of like the Twilight werewolves, like as in it's a family thing, it's heritage type thing. That's what I also liked about it. Okay, this next one is an adult book. It is like, I'd say like at least PG-13, depending. More-ish rated R. I don't know. So yeah, just adult short story romance / historical. And I love this historical element. So it was based in, I think, mid-1800s, I guess. And this lady, her husband died like a year ago, and so she was living on her own. And then oh yeah, and it also deals with time travel. And then she meets she meets a guy. No, she's going back home because she doesn't want to be alone anymore. And then she sees this guy on the road in the field, and he looks dead, and she goes home, takes care of him, and yeah, but he's from the future, he's from right now time. So actually he's from the way future, because he has a time travel device. But yeah, it's a good short story if you're just feeling really romantic and you want to read a good short story. Then I don't remember. Oh yeah, and it's also on my note. I don't remember how short it is. This is what it looks like. Hold on. This is what it looks like. Chance and Time, and it's 175 pages. So it's probably like close to 300 pages. So I guess it's not that short, but it's pretty good. It's really good, and it has like a lot of plot for being short and stuff. So 2 more. Anna and the French Kiss, I had to put as my favorite. 1, because it was 5 stars, and I was doing most of my 5-star books. And 2, it was just so awesome. And I didn't do Lola and the Boy Next Door because, I don't know. I felt like Stephanie Perkins was being a little too. She made it. She made it too much like Anna and the French Kiss, but Anna and the French Kiss alone was awesome. If you don't know, it's a romance about this girl who is an exchange student to an exchange school at a French school, in France. So basically, there's a school for English kids, like kids who go to the school are English and their parents want them to learn about France and all that, but they teach English subjects and all that. So it's really good. And if you don't know about it, it's YA, and you should know about it. So it's a really, really good thing. It's not just though. It's not just like teen ish. It's more of a, like, you can tell like it's kind of for realists. Like this girl that I Love Reading 65, she was like, she loves it, and I was like, wait, but you don't really like romance that much. So it's like almost anybody can love it, the realist and the romantic, and it's a really, really good book. Okay, the last book, 15, that I got, the 15th book, is Across the Universe. It is awesome. It is a dystopian. It is about space, kind of, and yeah. So it basically there's this girl, and her mom and her dad live, I think now, maybe probably in the future, but around now time, and they have to. And there's this spaceship, like this big, huge, the biggest spaceship, like the size of the world, probably. Probably not that big, but almost as big. And that's going, and her mom and her dad might be useful when they get to like this different planet or something, or this different universe. And so she has to decide. So this girl has to decide, and they're gonna be frozen until they get to the other place. And she has to decide, is she going to be frozen with them, or is she going to go live with her aunt or whatever? So she's the last person, and she kind of just decides, oh yeah, and it hurts to be frozen. And she decides she wants to, I don't remember what her reasoning is or whatever, but yeah, that she wants to. And then she gets unfrozen like 300 years before she's supposed to, 30 years or something. And then she just lives on this spaceship, and she learns about, because the people there call our Earth Soul Earth. And so, yeah, and she just lives on this artificial thing. Everything's all artificial. The water's not clean, because there's no rain. And I really liked it from a different perspective, like how her everyday life is now history. And I'm a history geek, kind of, and so that's also what made me like it. And there's some action. There's more, not really though. It's really cool though, and there's some romance, but like I said, it's more cool. But there is mystery though, and there's probably romance since I did like it so much. And so mystery, history, and mystery, like as in, looking for the bad guy to froze her early, and then mystery, and yeah. So yeah, that's all my 15 favorites. Now go check out the next video. The next video will be what I'm looking forward to reading, or what I'm going to try to read next year. And there is 1, 2, 3. There's a bunch, It shouldn't take half as long, because this is just all I have. And a lot of stuff is just stuff that I should have read this year, or that I haven't finished yet this year. So, yes. See y'all in a second. Bye.